Hello, gamers. Welcome back to Active Reload. Helldivers, are you ready to drop the hell in to hell? Guess what? We got Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. Hope you Xbox fans are ready. Subnautica 2, crazy stuff going on over there. We got a lawsuit, almost certainly going to be settled. We got upset devs. We got the whole shebang. We're going to talk about that.
And is Gamepass killing the industry?
Well,
I've said it a long time ago.
Yeah, we might talk about that. I don't know. We'll see if we get to it. And then there's some good games coming out, too.
Ready or not?
Rogue City. RoboCop. Back. Again. All right, let's get to the freaking show. All right, Helldivers 2. Hey, there was a bunch of layoffs last week at Xbox, and Xbox said, hey, in order to fix that, we're going to bring Helldivers 2 to Xbox. Big news, which, something that everybody's been clamoring for on Microsoft at the very least.
The bigger population for the game.
Yeah. You know what's funny? PlayStation is a little jab, because they're publishing. This is the first published game PlayStation published that they're allowing to come over, other than MLB.
MLB
but
is
MLB
by the MLB.
By the MLB. Yeah. It's published by the MLB over on the other consoles. This one, and I think this is really funny, they're publishing it. PlayStation is. Sony is. But, and I think this was very on purpose, Sony probably said, hey, we'll publish it on Xbox, but it's going to be August 26th, the same date as Gears of War Reloaded.
Really?
Very purposeful. Oh. I think they're very much like, you want the game on Xbox, bring it to Xbox, that's fine. Guess what? We're going to do the same day Gears.
It's a good trade-off, though. It's not like...
I know, but it's Sony definitely just being like, we're going to be petty about this.
But Sony wants Gears of War to succeed on PlayStation. It only benefits them as well.
But it is a trade-off, you're right. But they could have picked any other time, too, and been like, hey. But they said specifically, they were like, we're going to do it the same day as Gears. And we'll see what gets more popular. And you know what's going to happen? Helldivers 2 going to sell better on Xbox than
I'll tell you this much. Well, Helldivers is definitely going to sell more on Xbox. But on PlayStation, I bet Gears. Because they've never had it.
But then we'll be able to look back.
Fantastic.
We'll look back and see, did Helldivers 2 would really sell more than Gears Reloaded will on PlayStation? That'll be curious. Interesting to see. You're actually getting a very good look at like an A/B test.
Yeah, this is perfect. I think this is cool. It's good.
So, yeah, Helldivers 2, it's coming. It was very obviously also that announcement was released after.
I mean, it got buried for me.
It was on a Friday, I think, is when they announced it. But it was also right after they announced that they were firing a bunch of people. And Xbox was like, hey, look, we're still doing good stuff here. Here's Helldivers 2. Here comes Xbox. Finally, we got it.
I have a different take. I mean, it's not like a different take on the layoffs, but...
What do you mean? Okay.
I just mean it's not like... I think it's a good thing. I think it's bad that people lost their jobs, but I think the damage was done a long time ago. And I just think that the layoffs mean that the game sucked. I think they were going to suck. I think the developers were not doing good things there. But I think the direction of Microsoft was bad. I think I think they're just cutting it.
So here's the thing.
I think it would have been terrible.
I agree with that, but the main people that would be responsible for that are still there.
Yes,
Phil Spencer.
That's a problem.
Booty is still there. His name's literally David Booty, isn't his name? The guy that used to be the head of Minecraft, and then he moved over, and he's now like the head of Xbox games. I can't remember. It's something Booty. I remember that.
It's not Notch,
Dave Booty,
the creator of Minecraft.
No, it's like David Booty, something like that. But they're still there, and I'm not calling for people's firing, but I mean, I will say this: the line is becoming very thin for. Like Phil Spencer, David Booty, that's his name. Matt Booty, that's his name. Matt Booty. Right. It's becoming thinner and thinner as like the day goes on, because we'll get like, hey, take your time on this game. We want it to come out. We want it to look good. Just kidding. It's canceled. So you need to go faster. And then Arcane releases Redfall. Guess what? It's canceled and you get close.
Okay. Just think about this for a second. We won't talk about it too much, right? Microsoft is the biggest publisher in the world for video games.
It's the second biggest company on planet Earth.
Exactly. Xbox itself in their division is the biggest publisher by far.
Right.
How many games have they released that have been good in the last 10 years?
Not many.
4?
Yeah. 10 years?
There's
that they've published?
That are not just good. So
that they've published?
Yes, and developed.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Both.
So in-house, yeah.
I mean, there's Horizon. That was really successful.
Forza Horizon, yeah.
There's Indiana Jones.
It's a good shout.
And then recently the Oblivion remake, if you can call it that. I mean, it's a 2005 game.
The thing that is kind of upsetting is a decent amount of their republishers that have been successful have been remakes.
Yeah, and that's another thing is that they're just buying talent, hoping that talent is
it'll solve the problem.
It'll solve the problem, but it's really not. It hasn't been. It might be causing it to be worse. I don't know.
Yeah,
because I think those developers like Bethesda, Obsidian, I think they're. I do think besides Bethesda, I think Obsidian are AA tier developers.
Right.
Sorry. Those games shouldn't be $80 and $500 million.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be that much money going into that development of their games, like Avowed.
Well, I mean, it also...
Avowed is good, but it's not...
Yeah, I forgot about
Is it worth
Avowed.
all that money?
Yeah. But the other thing is, like...
It's not good. It's okay.
I don't know if... I don't know. The entire situation for developing large-scale video games seems to have... really evaporated, just the way that we used to see them.
Fault.
Yeah, it's gotten too big for it to even succeed. except for
how many people do they fire? How many people do they fire?
6,000 people.
I think
not as many through Xbox. Xbox
I promise
is smaller.
you, they won't be keeping 6,000 people off of Xbox development. They're going to rehire eventually. They're going to rehire new talent,
right?
And that's the good thing is that I think the talent is. I don't think they were making good games.
So okay, let me rephrase it. 6,000 people were fired. I think it was 6,000 people were fired at Microsoft. Not all of those were Xbox.
Okay.
So really? Microsoft people.
I know that Turn 10 lost half their people.
They're essentially a support studio now, which
their games weren't that good, man. Forza, they were not. They're good bones for sure. I'm a big racing head.
Right.
But I mean, come on, they're not. It wasn't that good. None of them have been outside of Horizon 5.
Horizon, but that's Playground now, and I don't think we're ever going to see Fable.
But they
which
still
means
cross a little bit.
Which also means, well, how long do we give the leash for Playground at this point? How long has it been since we saw a trailer for Fable, and then still, I don't think we have a release date for that game yet.
Look at Joanna Dark, whatever. Perfect Dark. I mean, that was 8 years in development. Nothing. Boom. Cut it off.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If it was really good, they wouldn't have cut it off. Promise you.
I just think they need. It feels like they have a lack of both direction and idea from the top parts of their company right now. Because
I think
there's less inspiration.
We could probably draw a line right from E3 2013, 2012.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
There you go.
Well, and you could go back.
Is that Spencer's time? Is that right?
No? It was. It was after the E3 conference of the Xbox One that went so poorly that they essentially just cleaned house, and then Spencer came in, which I think was 2014 or 2015. But also the other thing that was brought up that I was going to mention since 2024. This is from Mr. Matty Plays.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, the initiative closed. This is for Xbox alone. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good Xbox guy.
Initiative closed down. Perfect Dark was canceled. Everwild was canceled. The new ZeniMax online studio IP was canceled. 50% of Turn 10 gone. 10% of King gone. Layoffs at Raven Software. Arcane Austin closed down. Tango Gameworks nearly lost forever. Alpha Dog Games closed down. Roundhouse Studios closed down. Blizzard's Odyssey was canceled as well. That's just 2024.
Yeah, Tango Gameworks was probably their most talented people. They were, they're Japanese. Yeah. And that's Shinji Mikame's team, and they made that really great game that didn't sell well. A rhythm
Hi-Fi Rush?
Hi-Fi Rush, yeah.
It did. I mean,
that's probably one of their 5 best games of the last 10 years, and it sold terribly. So much so that they fired everybody and laid off everybody. And but it was very critically acclaimed. Yeah, for sure, but it didn't sell enough.
I understand that, but there's also, I think,
so they're missing everything. They're missing everywhere. You can't. You're making a great game, but you can't sell it. You're making a mediocre game and you can't sell it. You're making bad games and you're just giving them 8 years to develop it, and then you fire everybody.
Well, and that's also part of the thing. Like, they can make a great game, but they don't know how to market any of it. I think, which is so weird.
Here's the funny thing: did you ever watch that awesome documentary about Xbox? It was recent. It came out last year, I think. And they were talking about how when they started Xbox, they wanted to be a part or separate from Microsoft in terms of top down Bill
right.
Gates. They didn't want Bill
Right.
Gates controlling everything. And Bill Gates kind of agreed with that after a lot of yelling.
Right.
And it worked out. And now I think that Microsoft, after the Xbox One failure, I think they're just trying to take over. And I don't think they know anything about gaming. And they do what Microsoft does. They go in, they buy everybody, they corner the market, and then they suffocate it.
Yeah. And then whatever comes up that's seemingly being made better than what they're making, they buy that.
Yeah.
But that goes for, like, Google does the same thing. So does, any other number of huge
I don't know. It's just not Netflix.
companies.
You can't put out crap. You can make a really crappy Netflix show and people eat it up. But people aren't eating up crappy games.
Well, here's the thing. They're
much.
trying to prove that they can be Netflix because they're literally making the Netflix of video games and Game Pass.
I know, but I don't think it's as successful as Nick. I don't think it's as.
It's not as successful as Netflix.
I mean, like, it's not lucrative as Netflix.
I'll
the
give you that.
attachment rate to people who watch TV and TV shows and Netflix, their attachment is too big. People who play video games and their attachment to Xbox,
Right, not big enough.
not big enough.
Not close
If you're
enough.
including the planet,
If this
not even
was
close.
if this was when they were releasing, like, towards the tail end of the 360, you'd probably have an argument. But
Yeah,
because
definitely.
that was like the only time Sony and Microsoft were kind of neck and neck.
yeah, they were going like this.
Yeah, and now it's basically Sony's world when it comes to consoles and console
Nintendo's
gaming.
doing this.
And yeah, Nintendo doing whatever the hell they want. I mean, Nintendo basically way ahead of all of them. But yeah,
Just not in terms of innovation.
yeah, just console sales. Yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, got into that. Helldivers 2 though. It's coming.
Helldivers 2 on Xbox, everybody's going to like this. This
Oh
is a
yeah,
great game.
I'm gonna buy it.
Such a good game.
It's awesome. It's incredible.
And plus, it's so much further than where it started.
Yeah, very different.
So Xbox, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff.
You're kind of getting the best version of
Yeah.
Helldivers when this game comes out.
And for
to
people who
Microsoft.
haven't, like me, haven't played in a while, it's a good time to jump in.
Yeah. And then they'll, I'm assuming they're going to have crossplay too, which will be huge, obviously. So Xbox and they're going to, oh man, the thing I'm excited for is Helldivers is 100% going to make some sort of funny, like, console war team up meme in their, like, marketing or something like that. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Arrowhead, right? Is that they're called?
Arrowhead, yeah, that's the name of the company. Good team. All right, we can talk about Game Pass. Do we want to talk about Game Pass?
I mean, did you have anything to say about Game
So
Pass?
the only thing I wanted to say was the Arcane Studios founder made a statement after the layoffs at Microsoft. He quoted saying, "I think Game Pass is an unsustainable model that has been increasingly damaging the industry for a decade, subsidized by Microsoft's infinite money." Can't disagree with that. But at some point, reality has to hit. I don't think Game Pass, can coexist with other models. They'll either kill everyone else or give up.
I think it could coexist. It just can't be as big. I mean,
That's exactly what you were just saying what Microsoft does.
Yeah,
They'll
I know.
either kill everybody else or they'll just step away. And it's very likely that they'll just
take
like,
their
hey,
loss and then
kill
just make it up.
Or they'll kill everybody else.
Yeah, they want to corner the market, and so, but I don't think Game Pass is cornering the market like they wanted it to.
But if they get into PlayStation, and PlayStation's already seemingly opened up their doors to being, I mean, they're like, hey, you can bring Gears over here, you can bring
you can bring your Xbox games. I think Xbox is going to go to the route of Sega, but more successful because they have better people behind it, or better money behind it,
and not as good characters. Sonic.
That's debatable. Master Chief and Sonic.
Halo got a TV show, but Sonic got 3 movies.
I mean, the Halo TV show is part of this whole problem, by the way.
But here's the thing: Sony doing the same thing.
I
And
know.
Granted, it's terrible, but
It's not.
I've been waiting for the Firewatch movie
At
for
least
years
Sony
now.
has it has generations worth of characters and IP that they've held on to. I mean, except for Wipeout.
true.
What are you doing with Wipeout? Do something with Wipeout.
I love
crazy.
it. I love that TV show.
I hate you so much.
You want me to be honest with you? Until recently, like this is before you started working here, maybe a little bit before, I didn't realize that there was a Wipeout video game. I had only known it as the TV show.
Yeah.
So whenever people talked about the video game, I was like, what are they talking about? There was a Wipeout video game before there was the TV show?
It's the quintessential 90s PlayStation look.
Racing game.
Yeah,
Right?
racing game. It's like Mario Kart, but for adults.
Some would argue that's what Mario Kart is now. for adults. Yeah, and one of the John Le Cavalier. This is on Twitter. He made a response that I thought was a good point. He said, quote, I don't think Game Pass was made to be profitable / sustainable in the short to medium term. Microsoft is running a marathon. That I agree with. I think they are very much like, hey, we're going to take losses here because we can, and we're going to corner the market
and then
way down the road.
Raise prices so you can catch up with the money that they need to sustain it.
Exactly.
Which I just don't think it is.
That's exactly what Netflix did. It's the exact same thing. Except they started out with the discs.
And also, Netflix tried to work with everybody.
Yeah. I mean,
Netflix started from the bottom.
Now we're here. That's a song.
Not really the bottom, but sort of. They started. It's not like Microsoft. Microsoft is with Xbox. They're starting from the top and they're eating the bottom.
You know who really missed the mark? They were just too early. Just too early.
Gamefly.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Gamefly. They were just too early.
There's a lot of people that were just too early on live.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Ouya. Remember that? I mean,
unfortunately,
it's just a console that they try to sell it as a console when you shouldn't have.
It was an open source console, but it
should have
PC.
Gone somewhere else. Yeah.
Kids, if you want to know what an Ouya is, go check out the local dump. You'll probably find one in there. Steam
Deck as well. Not Steam Deck. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little too early.
But I meant like the Steam box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
That's true. That's a good point.
Now they're doing the same.
That's basically what Xbox is.
They're doing that same thing, but with VR, and it's working out.
And that's also what it seems like Xbox is trying to become, is a Steam box essentially, except for Windows.
Yeah,
that's what their handheld is seemingly going to be.
That's true. Well, that's what I meant. Steam box was early. I think it's success. It could be successful now, and that might be a route for Microsoft to do. Like the ROG Ally,
right? Like, it's just a handheld made by Asus with Windows.
It's just a box,
with
Windows in it.
Anyways,
Subnautica.
Okay, so
I don't know anything about this drama.
This is good stuff. All right, guys, look.
I love Subnautica, by the way.
Subnautica.
I like that game.
Kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Under the water rated.
It's
I tried to do a joke there.
For me, the gameplay is, but I have a huge fear.
Thalassophobia.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Underwater phobia.
I do not like being underwater with monsters at all.
Okay.
You know Witcher 3?
Yeah.
You've played that.
Hey, I know it well.
Do you know that when you go in the ocean, the northern part, there's a whale under there?
Yep. It's a big Easter egg.
Yes. There are missions where you have to swim down there to get like some stuff that is at the bottom of the ocean, basically.
And you're like, can I skip this?
I cannot do those missions.
Really?
I can't do it because I know that there's a whale in there. And if I see it, I'm going to freak out.
That's awesome. We gotta get you to.
The whale doesn't do anything. It'll just like run into the camera or just.
Oh wait, I thought it was a carcass. Like it was like it's like a dead whale.
No, it's like it's moving. I'm positive, pretty sure it's like actually moving.
That can't be too.
And it'll
the same
clip through your body and everything.
Okay, I don't know that one.
It'll go above the water too, but it won't make a splash.
I might be thinking of. I think in Skyrim they did something where there's a whale carcass in the water.
Either way, I can't do monsters underwater.
So wait, so there's the missions where you have to dive down into like the shipwrecks and get It's like those ones are pretty. Yeah, those are scary.
Yeah,
scary is the wrong word. It
is for me.
It gets a little spooky because it is a lot of blue. We got to get you in an IMAX theaters so we can watch whatever David Attenborough ocean movie he does.
Those are fine. I'm not scared of movies or anything. Like it's mostly games. Like I can't do.
Really?
I love horror movies, but I can't do horror games.
So like Jaws.
Love them. And one of my favorite movies.
Okay, so you can watch it though.
Yeah, I watch it like twice a year.
Oh yeah. Hey, Subnautica 2. There's a second game coming out. For those that don't know, it was supposed to release 2025. Early access in 2025. Second most wishlisted game on Steam. Very, very popular property. Subreddit is huge for Subnautica. A lot of people love playing this game. It kind of came out of nowhere. I think it was also an early access game when it first came out.
Successful
and
early access.
Gradually became more and more popular. Okay, so this story about Subnautica, very interesting.
I think about it.
Just kind of, it kind of delves into the deeper, and we don't know everything, but the deeper roots of development cycles and devs versus publishers. Very kind of Expedition 33, to be honest with you, when you get to the core theme of the idea.
You're talking about, are you doing spoilers?
No, that's not a spoiler.
Okay.
You just look at the theme, the idea.
Okay.
Shout out my homies.
Gustav.
Yeah. All right. So Krafton. That is the name of the publisher now. They acquired Unknown Worlds, who is the developer, the former developer, in October 2021. And at the time, they stated the studio would continue to operate as an independent outfit with the original founders, Ted Gill, Charlie Cleveland, and Max McGuire. Those are the big three, the founders of Unknown Worlds. They really spearheaded everything when it came to the first Subnautica game.
Spearhead, huh? Had to throw that in.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh.
They really hammerheaded it in there that they were like the hammerhead shark. And they would stay in their leadership positions, those three guys. So last week, former Striking Distance CEO, which I think is either
Striking Distance.
It's either a different game or a different publishing company.
Yeah, Striking
like
Distance did that. I'm pretty sure they did that military game.
I would be surprised if it wasn't a fighting company.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
His name is, I'm going to attempt this, Steve Papustis. I think he's Greek. Papustis is how you say his name. But he joined this was last week. He joined Unknown Worlds as CEO, and in a coinciding announcement that shocked the Subnautica community, confirmed that Gill, Cleveland, and McGuire would be replaced effective immediately. That was last week.
Okay.
Krafton goes in, says, hey, we're replacing the CEO with Steve Papustis. He's taken over for Gill, Cleveland, McGuire. They're going to hire out for the other two positions, and CEO now is Steve Papustis. Okay. Cleveland, one of the OG people, responded to the decision, stating in a larger statement, quote, we know the game is ready for early access release, and we know you're ready to play it, end quote. And he continued, after all these years, to find that I'm no longer able to work at the company, it stinks. It stings. It hurts. It's not great. So he's upset. But
he's still working for the company.
No,
though.
He got fired. He's laid off.
Okay.
Done. He's not there anymore. But something I want you to pay attention to. We know the game is ready for early access release. He stated that before the next thing that came out. After that statement was released, after Cleveland had made that initial statement regarding the game being ready for early access, reports came out that Subnautica 2 had been delayed to 2026. Just months before, Krafton, publisher, was due to pay a $250 million bonus to the development team. The $250 million bonus would have kicked in if Unknown Worlds had hit certain revenue targets by the end of 2025.
Oh, so you think they delayed it to save the bonus?
I'm not done yet. Now, because the game isn't coming out this year, that bonus will not have to be paid out from Krafton. Couple notes here really quickly. They almost certainly would have hit that mark had this game come out in early access. Again, Steam second most wishlisted game on Steam.
Yeah, but here's
massive.
What does it mean to release? Is if it early access, does that even count?
It counts as far as Krafton showed, because they were like, hey, this will count if this game comes out.
Okay,
we will pay this out to you, $250 million. Couple notes as far as that goes. Again,
huge number.
That's a huge number. $250 million. To put it in perspective, Unknown Worlds, they were purchased for $500 million in 2021 by Krafton. $500 million.
They're worth it.
So the bonus would have been half the purchase price.
Half? Wait.
$250 million payout.
Okay.
They purchased Krafton purchased Unknown Worlds for $500 million.
But not like with cash. They didn't purchase them with a giant...
of course not. Of course not. But that was the agreed on price was $500 million.
It's ridiculous.
That's insane. $250 million bonus. It's half the worth price of Unknown Worlds. Also...
It's just going to go to the developers to like buy things?
Okay, but that's the thing. Krafton, also to kind of wrap it up here. Wrap up that point. Krafton's revenue so far this year, just this year, it would have likely gone up had this game released in 2025 as well. But Krafton's revenue so far this year is $2.07 billion. A $250 million bonus for said studio would have been 12% of their entire revenue.
Imagine
in
selling
2025.
Off 12%, they would just go under.
It would have crashed. So
are they a publicly traded company? Krafton?
So Krafton's South Korean, so I don't know if they're publicly traded here.
I don't know.
They might be publicly traded in South Korean markets. I don't know that for sure. But that's crazy. 12% of their company basically going to bonuses of one company would be
that's insane.
Substantial.
So who's upset?
But let me get to it. Okay. According to Bloomberg, the delay went against the wishes of the studio's former leadership, Gill, McGuire, Cleveland, obviously. And after the leak of the bonus came to light in a statement released earlier this week, Krafton insisted the decision had, quote, nothing to do with any contractual or financial considerations, end quote, stating that it was responding to feedback from playtests. At that point, I was like, okay, that of course Krafton's going to say that. It looks, even though every target is pointing at them and saying, hey, you're delaying this for one very obvious reason. You're going to lose 12% of your company giving it to this one thing because of this happening. Everybody kind of reacted that way. But then something very interesting happened. That small bit of statement that I just mentioned is only a little piece of a much larger, much more scathing statement from Krafton, in which they essentially directly call out Charlie Cleveland and Max McGuire in one of the more blunt and straightforward statements I've ever seen from any gaming company or any other company I've ever seen.
I need more of this.
This is part of it. Quote, this is part of that larger statement. In addition to the initial $500 million purchase price, we allocated approximately 90% of the up to $250 million earnout compensation to the 3 former executives with the expectation that they would demonstrate leadership and active involvement in the development of Subnautica 2. Okay. Regrettably, the former leadership abandoned the responsibilities entrusted to them.
They just blamed it on them?
They pinned it directly on them and said, hey, 90% of this up to $250 million was going to go to them. So 10%, $25 million.
Why would they leave if that was true then?
Right. In particular, this is continuing.
Maybe they have a backbone.
Continuing on that statement, in particular, this one's crazy from a publisher to make this statement. In particular, following the failure of Moonbreaker, straight up calling out Unknown Worlds. Do you know what Moonbreaker is?
No.
No one did. But it's something Unknown Worlds put out. They had 870 peak players at one point on Steam.
I remember this, yeah.
In particular, following the failure of Moonbreaker, Krafton asked Charlie Cleveland, to devote himself to the development of Subnautica 2. However, instead of participating in the game development, he chose to focus on a personal film project. They put that in this statement, straight up calling out Charlie Cleveland, hey, dog, you weren't doing anything.
Did he use their money, though?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a big deal. If he used Krafton money to make it,
I don't think that's what was happening.
Okay.
What I think was happening,
who cares?
What I think was happening is that they're essentially saying instead of devoting his time to making Subnautica 2, he was making a personal film project. Yeah. And from what I've seen, waste of money there, Charlie Cleveland. I'm sorry. You can look up it's a Christmas movie that nobody knows anything about, and it looks like AI slop. I'll be 100% honest with you. Okay. It's kind of a mess.
Well, so you looked that up. Wow, you did a lot of research for this. Good job.
And then a few hours after Krafton released that statement, just obliterating Charlie Cleveland, McGuire and Gill, all filed a lawsuit against Krafton over the $250 million bonus. That was 3 days ago. And as of today, there were a few leaked images of an internal review for the game at mid-cycle.
Of course, leaked.
But this is interesting. Krafton, who would probably be pissed about that, you'd think, right? Hey, internal memos leaking mid-cycle. They were like, yeah, this is what we were dealing with. The leak's out there. You can see where we were at midpoint. Of course, we delayed the game to 2026.
What does the leak show?
It's just like where we're at this point in May of 2025, where we're at in terms of development and how far we need to be in order to get to early access release in 2025.
It's like a roadmap?
Essentially, yeah. And it's an internal roadmap, not meant for, because it's very much like developer speak on the it wouldn't make any sense.
So what does this leak have to do with the lawsuit?
It doesn't have anything to do with the lawsuit. It's Krafton. Well, even though I think somebody with Krafton obviously leaked it, but I think it's interesting that Krafton was like, look, they're not even denying the claims that this leak happened or that it was, they're going to take responsibility and they're going to have, legal action come towards the person that leaked it. They were like, yeah, look, this is what we were dealing with. This is why we had to delay. Look at that overview. Sorry, dog. That's why we had to delay the video game. Now, also going on over in the Subnautica, people are upset about this. And obviously, if you're a gamer, you hate to see your game get delayed, whatever.
I mean, you got to stop being upset about business decisions and stuff.
But to see your game delayed, you're seeing your game delayed, and then also, the core founders of the people that made the game originally kind of fired out of nowhere.
Well, guess what? You should buy that movie that he's making then.
No, not good. It doesn't look great. I'm sorry. Sorry, Cleveland. All right, I'm sorry.
I have no idea what to say about this.
We all got personal projects.
I don't know. I don't have any opinion about this. Good story, though.
So here's the thing. I started out, I'm usually the devs.
He's I trust corporation.
No,
I hate them.
But I trust the devs more than I trust. Most of the time, if I'm looking at this, I'm like, Krafton wants to make as much money off of me as humanly possible. Yeah. If they would take my finger if they wanted to.
That's mean. You don't know if they would physically assault you if they can get money.
Why? Why wouldn't I believe that? Of course they would.
Well, because you're starting from the spot where corporations are just evil people. No. They're not just evil people.
Not all of them. I don't say all of them are. I don't know anything about Krafton. You know, I don't know much about
If you were to say that about Bill Gates, Microsoft, then I'd be like, it's hard to argue against that.
But here's the thing. I just think there's a scale to it. Obviously, like I don't think Krafton is inherently. I started out thinking, okay, the devs. I'm probably going to be on their side for this. I feel, honestly, the people I feel the most bad for are the people that are actually working at Unknown Worlds, and they were like, hey, we're about to make some money if we can get this game out in 2025.
Yeah. I don't know if okay, so the lawsuit is based on the $250 million.
Yes, that is what the lawsuit is about. $250 million.
They're going to claim that they purposely delayed it in order to withhold it, and then Krafton is going to be saying, well, it actually is your fault because you left.
Well, no. They're going to say
you had the opportunity to release it, but you didn't.
Well, no, they're going to say the game, it was not ready for early access release in 2025.
So now that's subjective at this point. Now you're going to have a judge in South Korea be like, okay.
Well, and also you're going to have a jury. Seemingly, if they're doing voir dire, you're going to have a jury that doesn't know anything about video games going through, which is why this has settlement written all over it. They're going to settle. I will bet my 90% of this. So what $250 million.
About, like you originally thought about the devs?
Yeah. So I originally was on the devs side. We'd just been hearing layoffs over and over again. Like it was annoying. But the way Krafton is approaching this, and the way that they're like. I can totally 100% see the scenario in which they're like, yeah, we're just going to delay this so we don't have to pay 12% of our revenue to one studio.
That's an insane amount.
It's an insane amount. But also, it kind of sounds like Cleveland, at the very least Charlie Cleveland, had kind of checked out. From what I was reading there, was making his own personal film project, wasn't there to help the team when it came to Subnautica 2. Subnautica 2 also, initially, when they first announced Subnautica 2, had a initial film release date of, release date of 2024. So it's been a year.
Well, okay.
And they've delayed it twice now. The whole situation is kind of a mess. I find it very interesting. You mentioned something earlier that I seemingly have some sort of disdain for all corporations are bad. I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah, time to think about that.
I don't believe that. Okay. But I will say this. Their goal is to make money.
Yeah, I know.
So they're going to do whatever that usually takes to make money.
Yeah, but they're not going to chop off your finger.
No. Well, I mean, that's of course, that's an extreme. But
some corporations would. Some corporations
here's what I'll say.
Chop up a bunch of body parts.
If they can find a way to delay a game to save 12% of their revenue and make that the excuse, it's just not ready, I can totally see that happening.
Yeah.
And guess what's going to happen? Nothing. They'll get sued, which they are getting sued, and by the original founders, and they'll probably settle because there's no way you're going to have anything happen in court. Who's
going to win the money if the Cleveland, if he wins, like it just goes to him?
Yeah, 90% of it was originally supposed to go to him, Gil.
It was his responsibility to divvy it out.
Right.
So technically, if he wins and he's not part of the company anymore, he takes $250,000.
$250 million.
Million?
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
It's not going to be settled on that, but
no, it's going to be less than that. But
we're both assuming it's going to be settled.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So it's going to be, it's a suit, but it's not under what's the name of the company? I just forgot it. But Unknown Worlds. It's not Unknown Worlds suing. It's just the founders. So they're going to settle for, let's say, half of that, $125 million. Let's just say that. Okay. But they're going to get the full amount. Yeah. And you know who's going to get left out to dry? The damn devs.
So you were talking about corporations. Their main goal is to make money. Yeah, right. You have to make money in order to progress and continue on as a company.
Right.
Or you can stay the same and just not hire a bunch of people and give raises forever. But the main goal of Cleveland would be to take money too. And it wouldn't even be his responsibility to give it to the people that they were promised.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I don't think there are, in my opinion,
think very little of people.
No, in my opinion, there are no. The only people I actually kind of feel for in this situation would be the developers at Unknown Worlds. Because if there is I'm like 98% certain there's going to be a settlement, because they're not going to take this to court and have a jury decide it, because how are you going to explain this to any sort of jury of your peers that doesn't play video games? Because they're not going to pick anybody that plays video games in your jury selection.
South Korea.
But I think with that settlement, the people at the top, Cleveland, Gill, and McGuire, they're going to get paid out on the settlement, and then they're not going to have any responsibility to divvy it out, even if it's only 10%, to the Unknown Worlds team, because they're not the ones coming forward with the suit. It's just the three at the top. So,
well,
I don't think they will get any of the money. That's why I feel bad for the Unknown Worlds people. Again, it is still developing,
well,
just like Subnautica 2.
The game could be developed and finished,
Right,
and then make money. Oh, it will make money.
It's going to make a lot of money.
Game.
Yeah.
So whatever. I don't know. I have no opinion on this. It's a good story, though.
Yeah, it's great, and it's still developing. We'll see what
James
ends up happening.
Did a really good job.
It's great
at
research.
Yeah,
and it's
something
again,
we do all the time here.
As once this episode eventually comes out, there could be a whole new break in the case. We could get an OJ style break in this case.
The glove did not fit.
Yeah, and then guess what happens? We're not re-recording this episode. But we'll have the news break when we get to it, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, that's the Subnautica 2 news. That's the end of our news. Let's go ahead and talk about games releasing this week. As of recording right now, some of these are already out. Eriksholm, The Stolen Dream, comes out Xbox Series X, PS5, PC. Came out yesterday, July 15th.
Yeah.
You have seen this video game.
Yeah, well, I was interested when I saw this, and I like isometric stealth games like Shadow Tactics.
Okay.
Something Shogun. Very good. This looks extremely well polished. It looks like a AAA game, although it's definitely not. But the graphics look great. And I don't know. I was interested. I watched someone play yesterday, and it was cool. Good story, too.
As the description, I'll give you the description here. Experience an isometric narrative-driven stealth game and join Hannah's adventure in the vibrant city of Eriksholm. The mysterious disappearance of her brother Herman ignites a chain of catastrophic events that will forever change their lives and fate of the entire city. This has got to be like a German-developed team.
Yeah, it's
Eriksholm, Herman.
Seemed like it.
That's what I would imagine. And somebody stole her dream.
I have a good question.
Okay.
The line between, I'm just talking about looks, not money, but the line between AA and AAA,
right,
totally blurred now.
Yeah, of course.
AA games look fantastic. RoboCop, we're going to talk about in a second, is totally a AA game. Looks fantastic.
Well, the thing is, though, the goal of every AA game
is at least look good.
Is to look and be funded like a AAA game.
Yeah.
That's every goal for a AA game.
Yeah, but usually you got to cut back on something.
Of course. But my point is, if the goal is always that, now more than ever that is starting to blur, then they're kind of all AAA.
You remember AA games versus AAA in the 360 era.
Right.
So like
Xbox Live Arcade.
Gears of War versus Warhammer 40K, Space Marine. Mm-hmm. Drastically different looking games.
I still notice that.
But now
they remastered.
I know they remastered. Now, you have what's it called? Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 versus the latest Gears 5, and they're very comparable.
Yeah,
Space Marine 2 looks better.
I was gonna say I would even say the Space Marine 2 is a AAA game.
It is now, yeah. I guess so.
So that's my point. It
took a long time to get there, but yeah.
You started at the AA, and now they're
maybe it's a bad example. Think of another one. Banishers. Banishers looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Uncharted
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not looks fantastic. Yeah.
AA game though.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of development, so you compare that to Siege, which is a similar idea.
Yeah.
And Siege is a AAA multiplayer game.
You'd have to compare it to like Terrorist Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and even
which
then,
they don't have anymore.
But even then, like, I would say Ready or Not is a better version of Terrorist Hunt in
definitely.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, definitely.
So if you're comparing those two, it's like, Ready or Not looks like the AAA game.
AI is not. AI's in Rainbow Six Siege. Terrorist Hunt was dumb. It was just stand still.
It was weird they put Allen Iverson in there.
That's funny, buddy.
Thank you.
Speaking of Ready or Not.
Yeah, it's coming to console. It's out now, actually, on console. Go play it, you little console fiends, me included. Xbox Series X, PS5 out right now.
People were playing it last night.
I was going to install it and I forgot.
Why? You have to buy it. It's not on Game Pass.
Yeah, I was going to buy it.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
But I forgot to do that. But I want to play it.
There's 2 tiers. There's like the...
They have 2 release
$60
types.
version and a $40 version, I think.
The Ultra Premium Deluxe. It's like the... I always like the names that they give the deluxe editions now because it can't just be the deluxe edition. So this one,
it's like
so for Ready or Not,
deluxe.
it's like for Ready or Not, it's like bag over your head edition or something, you know?
The kidnapping edition.
Yeah.
We have
the
to
Medal
mention,
of Honor edition.
We have to mention the censorship that involved in this game. I had time to think about this.
Yeah. Even though it's only been 5 minutes.
Yeah. So PC version is being censored as well as a graphical downgrade. Pretty significant one if you have a high-end PC.
Right.
But a graphical downgrade and some censorship so that they pass certification on consoles. And so they can develop one game only.
Right.
As opposed to having one uncensored version PC game that's been out for 3 years that people love. And then also develop and update the console version at the same time. So now they only need to do it to one.
Right.
And it's cross-play and everything. People are not liking that on PC. It's got a mostly negative or very negative Steam review. Everybody seems to be like they've been like double-crossed or something.
Okay.
I understand both ends.
Right.
If I was a development team and I wanted to save money, I would. Oh man, I don't know. Actually, I would probably come up with some way to have the PC version opt in to just stay like the lesser version.
You got to remember though. Again, this is a very
Big
clearly
debate.
double A team too.
Yeah.
Not a AAA studio.
No, but they're successful. They've made tons of money. And the funny thing is to not reward the people and the players that brought you here seems kind of weird. Although they just probably think it's not that big of a deal.
I would also say the reward is that we're getting you more players to play.
They're getting more players.
I mean,
but I don't think they were. So we've said this before.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need consoles and PC to play with each other in order to boost numbers. You can still release it for console and have more hype on the console version, and then more people will see that people are playing Ready or Not, and it's been updated heavily since it was released. And then people who own a PC will be like, hey, I want to get this on PC. And it'd be a little bit different game, and then, you know, less censorship and more hardcore. Like you can shoot bodies on the ground and delimb people. That is pretty extreme.
That's also, but the other thing is,
and also a graphical downgrade because now obviously you have to run it on an Xbox Series S. And if you don't want to update 2 separate games or 4 separate games, then you're going to have to keep it the same. So I think people are upset. I think it's okay for them to be upset. I don't know if you want to derail the reviews on Steam, if that's such a great idea. I don't know. That hurts more than you think it does.
right. And I think that,
And maybe you're trying to get your point across, like, don't do this to me again. We're not going to support you again. Man, I think their knee-jerk reactions on the internet are just too extreme these days.
well, and I think that I agree to an extent when it comes to, I don't think you need console/PC, depending on what you're releasing on first, in order to boost your numbers. But I do think it's important for games like this that don't have, you know, a massive following either compared to, you know, Call of Duty, who definitely doesn't need to do that, or Halo, who definitely doesn't need to. Well, maybe now.
Well, I mean, they have money though.
Yeah, but they have the money. And Ready or Not, again, AA studio just want, every AA studio dreams of being a AAA studio, and they want to make that money. So I can't blame them for wanting to.
I don't know. It's a strategic move because I don't think they're going to be making money on the PC version when people see a big red, mostly negative on it.
But people have already spent money on Ready or Not. Maybe that's why they're doing it.
They're still updating. There's a new update.
No, I know they're updating it, but maybe they're saying we're going to make more money re-releasing this out for console.
Yeah,
for people that are new to buying it.
I get it, but then you're going to sell out your player base that brought you here. Is that warrants this reaction?
I mean,
right?
I guess. I don't know if sellout is. I don't know if sellout's the right word, because to them, they're just making an adjustment to the game in order to make it more accessible for everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah,
I know. But then in doing that, how many times do we see this? in doing that, you are going to water down what your initial vision.
Okay, let me give a separate example. Would you, as somebody who enjoys Splitgate 2, want them to make updates to a more broader audience that would invite more of a broader audience, or stick to the group that is still there?
That's a bad example because it is so wide right now. It's on a bunch of consoles, PS4, Xbox One. But so let's just say it did only come out for consoles, and in order to bring it to PC, you had to make adjustments and change things. I would for that game.
Right.
But when it comes to Ready or Not, the entire premise of it being hyper realistic is what people were engaging in.
Right.
And when you take a little bit of that away, there's really the compromise doesn't make a difference for someone on PC. Someone's like, I don't play on console. Why is my game now? Now, this also goes back into the stop killing games thing, which is also big this month. And it's not that egregious where you're removing the game from people. But it is something like Rainbow Six Siege from 2015 to 2020 or 19, where that game doesn't exist anymore. And I'd like to play that game.
Totally different game.
But Ready or Not, it's like last week they were playing a game that was a lot more visceral, hardcore, and graphically impressive.
But as far as
But if you want to play with more people, some people... What if you were on PC and you like to play with yourself?
That's the only people that PC do, you know?
You like to play by yourself with AI bots, right?
Yeah.
With AI teammates.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, your awesome-looking game is now catered to people that you're not going to want to play with.
But you're talking about a singular... I don't know. When people are making games, though, they're thinking about the many.
I know they're thinking about the many, but if this wasn't a big deal, they wouldn't have this huge reaction online. But I am siding. I wouldn't side with the PC players that are upset. I would personally like more players, and I would downgrade. And plus, I wouldn't have a top of the line PC.
Right.
That would really be affected. Also, I'm not a huge graphic guy. And I really don't care if they shot a arm on the ground and it separated.
Yeah, I think
and the nudity and the stuff, it's not that bad, but the idea is upsetting, and I understand the reason why the negative reviews are popping up.
Well, and I think that I'm looking at the Steam chart right now for Ready or Not.
It's probably bigger now, even with the negative reviews.
Right, and it's peaked. So in June. They hovered, their average players was about 5,200.
Yeah.
And right now, in the last 12 minutes, they're at 14,000. So they're getting obviously more people coming in
on PC.
On PC, on Steam charts.
I would too. I mean, I'm getting a new PC tomorrow.
Right.
And I will be buying this game on PC as opposed to Xbox and PlayStation. Although, if I had bought it 2 weeks ago with a new PC, I would be slightly upset.
And again,
I'd forget about it.
I also think the thought is
because
they're going to make
41 years old.
They're going to make more money. Again, that's what they're trying to do by re-releasing this at full price to console players than if they were just to leave it on Steam or on PC.
Yeah.
So,
but then
I think that's a compromise that they're going to have to force on PC players, and they're kind of just saying, "Hey, you'll get over it."
They will. The problem is bringing it down to the console level.
Is upsetting people.
Is upsetting.
And, I think that's fair, but
I understand why they're upset. I wouldn't be. I'm not that upset about it.
Yeah.
Plus, I've been here before, and this stuff doesn't... And things are getting better.
Yeah.
They really are. When it comes to PC, console parity, things are getting better.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly the fact that they have to release
Sony's getting better.
The thing that the fact that they have to release it for Series S.
That sucks. That's Microsoft's fault.
Yeah.
And that people anticipated this being a problem, and it's happened. And by the way, this game is fantastic. This game is awesome. I've watched a lot. I've seen a lot of people play. It's really, really fun. All right.
Donkey Kong Bananza, but it looks like banana. They spelled it like banana, which is good.
Oh boy.
Nintendo Switch 2. This is getting rave reviews.
Of course,
it got a 10. I saw a 10 from a couple places. I seen a 9 from Video Game Chronicle. 10 from IGN. I saw a 10 from Game Informer. I think it's getting rave reviews.
It's a better game than Expedition 33, apparently.
It's Nintendo. They don't release bad video games.
I know they don't, but I will say there's such a Nintendo bias that when a good game comes out from Nintendo that it works and it's fun, it's just the greatest game of all time. Every game that Nintendo releases seems to just be amazing. And then I play it and I go, why this isn't a 10 out of a 10?
I will agree to you to a point because
Nintendo fans are writing these reviews.
I did play Zelda Breath of the Wild, and even though I was not never been a Zelda guy, I was like, yeah, this is revolutionary.
Yeah,
like there's nothing
10 out of a 10 game.
There's nothing that does anything that is like this. In a world of Bethesda's where they're releasing something that does not work.
Hey, man.
In any plenty of Sony games, plenty of other Microsoft games, Nintendo says, hey, guess what?
We're going to do it this way, and this way works.
And it's going to work. When you put the game in your console, you're going to have no issues with it. It's going to run well enough for our console.
It's not going to do anything play well that you don't want it to do either.
Exactly.
It's not going to they're not going to be
it
like,
pristinely
they're not
made.
throwing curveballs at you. Unless it's a big game like Zelda or Metroid, one of those flagship games, or Mario.
And now, here's the thing. About 7, and this might be a hot take, I'm sorry. 8 years ago, I would have been like, Zelda's not a flag. It's Mario. He's their flagship character. Like, period. Link is not the flagship character of Nintendo. Now I'm like, Link's up there with Mario. It's hard to disagree with that, and that's just because of one game.
I remember when the Zelda Muso game, the Dynasty Warriors type of game where it's just Zelda, got like 9s out of 10s, and that game is seriously not that good.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I just don't think it's made. It's not made for us. And that's okay.
I get it. I got it. But don't you
and that's okay.
Don't you think they get praised a little too much in their games?
No, I think they stand out now more than ever. Because today, they're not having to downgrade Donkey Kong 2 to release it on anything else. They're just like, yeah, guess what?
All right, whatever.
It's going to release incredibly well. It's going to run incredibly well. It's going to work perfectly. There's not another company that's doing that, which is crazy. So I think that's why I give them props for that. I can't give anything but credit for that. It's in the world of garbage. They're like, hey, we're just going to release this thing and it's going to work.
I've been around for too long. It just seems like there's this Nintendo. But when Nintendo games are okay, they get graded higher than everybody else.
But the thing is, I remember the Wii U, and the Wii U was a joke when that thing came out. That console came out. Basically, every game other than Mario Kart that came out for that thing was a joke.
It's not true. There was some decent games.
But my point is, that was a whole era. We were like, what the hell is Nintendo doing? Like, what are they doing? So, I don't know.
We're off fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
RoboCop Rogue City. It's standalone DLC for the RoboCop game that came out last year that we both enjoyed. I didn't beat it, but I want to beat it. Unfinished business, standalone. It's very much Dread in the RoboCop universe. It feels like them. I can't remember the name of this developer, but
Teon.
It feels like them kind of also trying out for possible. Hey, Marvel, give us a Dread idea. You want to give us a Dread game?
Marvel
Check
does own Dread.
But yeah, so this is RoboCop. He's going up a tower called Omni Tower. It's their fortress. It's the enemy's fortress, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get to the top, and I'm gonna kill." That's what it is, and it looks awesome. I want to play it real bad, and it looks cool. Trailer was cool when they first showed it. If you played the RoboCop game, it feels like we're just getting more of the same, and that's goated because you love the RoboCop game.
Yeah, I do.
It's awesome.
I think this is one of my
games of the year
last year. Yeah,
last year.
So this is definitely going to be one of my games I'm excited to play for sure. I think it's a great idea for a more straightforward RoboCop.
Definitely.
The problem I had with the last RoboCop game was like, I like the idea of the open world area where you write tickets and patrol the city.
It felt like checking boxes.
Yeah, after a while, you were checking boxes. If we're in I'm going to assume a Dread-like situation where you just go from floor to floor to floor, you're not going to come out and patrol, then go back in and come out.
It feels like RoboCop and Dread should be in the same universe. Shadow Labyrinth.
Yeah, good.
That's coming out. Actually, well, no, it's not out yet. It's coming out this week. Xbox Series X, PS5, PC, and Switch. This is actually pretty cool. Shadow Labyrinth. They're developed by Bandai Namco, and it's a 2D action platformer and a genre-twisting alternate take on the iconic Pac-Man. So they're taking Pac-Man. They're like, hey, we're going to do something a little different, and it's Bandai Namco. They kind of have not missed in the last, 4 years since Elden Ring came out. They're like, hey, we're just going to make a ton of money off of Elden Ring because it's going to make a ton of money, and we'll help release Night Rain with FromSoft, and we'll just swim in the dollar bills. And now they're making a Pac-Man game, which is cool. Yeah. Or an alternate take on a Pac-Man game. And the trailer for this is actually pretty cool, too. I think it looks relatively interesting. And you know what? As far as something that needs a transformative property, I'm okay with Pac-Man being one of those things. We haven't had, like, a change in Pac-Man since the 3D Pac-Man game on Xbox, which I loved, by the way, as a kid. As a little idiot kid. I was like, this is the coolest thing I ever played. But it sucked.
Pac-Man's 3D animated versions are so
terrible.
They're not. They're off-putting.
Yeah,
it's Pac-Man does not need to be in 3D. It just looks bad.
It's like looking at a anything that you've ever seen 2D change into a 3D shape and then stare at you. It's awful. It's like the worst form. Yeah. So yeah,
he just looks like a ball with like
right. He's got arms, but he's got arms
better
now too.
When he looks like a pie
circle.
chart.
Yeah, a circle with a pie cut out of him.
Yeah.
But now, well, I guess it's 2D, but it's going to look a lot different in this game.
Speaking of AI, the ghosts in Pac-Man, one of the first AIs and AI enemies in video games that
fought for itself.
Really smart.
Yeah.
And they get smarter as the game moves on.
Allen Iverson, good player.
Yeah.
Games we're playing. All right, let's go. Well, actually, no, you had a game you did. You wanted to say. Well,
Holdfast.
I don't know
Give
what
them steel, lads.
Oh, right.
It's coming to console. It's already came to console, so you should definitely play it.
Okay.
It's got a World War I version, a Napoleonic War version, and you can buy them separate.
Is this made by the same
150 people online, so 75 versus 75. It's awesome.
It made by the same people that do like
Insanzo?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. What's the World War II one?
Hell Let Loose?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's made by a lesser company for sure. Lesser.
But same idea? We're like not hyper realistic, but like
not really.
Okay.
It's not going for realism. It's going for
goofy,
almost Battlefield sandbox with proximity chat. Even when you watch the trailer, they reference that awesome video.
Yeah.
They'll give them steel video, and it's the proximity chat is front and center.
That's what they did with the Battlefield 2. Is remember there was I can't remember the name of the guy.
It's goofiness. It's more like Chivalry. Sorry. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good example. Chivalry is very goofy.
It's very goofy. Yeah.
Anyways, games we're playing.
Yes.
What are you playing?
College Football 26.
It's out. It's fun. Apparently, the new update though really hurt it, which is awful.
What was that? A new update?
Yeah, they put out a new. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they changed some. It was like not animations, but just hot fixes and stuff like that changed certain things, and apparently people are not thrilled about it. So I don't know. I haven't got my hands on it yet since the hotfix came out, but I've seen a lot of relatively upset posts. But again,
I'm going to compare it to last year, and I think
welcome to the game.
I just liked last year's better. I think
really
just like the running game better.
I think you're in the minority for that.
I know.
A lot of people like this one.
I know. I think a lot of people want it to go more realism. I think I liked the direction that it was going, where it felt like you had more skill on your sticks. Now it's dependent, like you said, it's dependent on archetypes. So if you have a running back that doesn't bounce off tackles all the time, he's not going to. As opposed to last year, where if you're really good with the stick in between the tackles, you can get out of some situations easier. I think I liked that type of gameplay better. Also, I'm playing. What are you playing, James?
All right. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. The remaster came out. It was on Gamepass. I approached this game with a unique perspective, I think, as a little idiot kid. Skate 3 came out, which was the first skate game I ever played. That came out in 2010, and I would have been in 8th grade when that game came out. And that was the first thing that I played when it came to skateboards. And I was like, wow, this game is awesome. So it's one of my favorite games I've ever played, Skate 3. I put a ton of hours into that video game.
So you're going to compare it to this.
Exactly. It's kind of inevitable. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, the remaster, it looks like it's a pretty solid remaster. I think a lot of people enjoy it. I think
outside of 4, I think because they changed the open world.
Yeah, that became a problem. I haven't played 4 yet. I was only on 3 right now.
I didn't even play 4 when it came out.
But as far as the controls, mechanics, I could see why people that love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater would enjoy this. But as a skate kid, I'm like, man, Skate really just figured all of it out with the thumbsticks and, you know, all of that, not having to press buttons in order to do tricks apart from like grabs and whatnot when you're on ledges. But when it comes to grinding and everything feels a lot easier in Skate. I don't think this is bad. It's just the perspective I'm coming from is a lot different.
So when this game came out, or when the Tony Hawk series came out in the 90s, people were more inclined to want to play button mashing combination games and collectathon games with time limits.
They love doing that in this game.
So it's a different
style
point of view to come from, I guess. Also, there was a realistic game like Skate back then. It was Thrasher, Skate and Destroy, and it came out before Tony Hawk. And people who really like skateboarding kind of got into that, like me. Although I will acknowledge that Tony Hawk Pro Skater brought in tons of new fans to skateboarding,
right?
Which was awesome back in the day.
It's like comparing,
but they didn't want a realistic game.
Yeah. No, of course, I agree. But it's like comparing today's Call of Duty, like Call of Duty Modern. What are we on? Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6. Who knows?
It's like comparing that one to like Medal of Honor Frontline. Like if you just started playing Call of Duty when like the newer Modern Warfares came out, and then you went back and played like Medal of Honor Frontline, you'd be like, "What is this? This plays so bad."
Although it's slightly the same,
But it's a lot slower. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
The buttons are not the same because they weren't released with the same idea of buttons.
Yeah. But then again,
what they can be used for.
Skate 3 was going for like how a skateboard reacts in a physical world.
Right.
As Tony Hawk is going for, you guys like arcade games?
Yeah.
Here, like you can play Tony Hawk and Jet Set Radio, Jet Grind Radio, the same way. It's just, you don't need a skateboard for it to be the same game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could just have somebody, I don't know, running.
Yeah.
And it's the same game.
I think
the skateboarding part is just
add-on, essentially.
An add-on.
Yeah. I think personally, I think the perfect skate game for me is a skate game, the next Skate. It takes all of the goofiness from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So I do like the collectathon stuff, like the idea that you can go and get stuff by getting to certain areas by using certain tricks and whatnot, and doing like certain world activities by grinding on a ledge and you unstuck like their tongue from the pole or whatever because you're in Canada. Or you mess up a bully by dropping snow on them or whatever.
Or kickflip over a hobo.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Like having that in those games with the very well fleshed out mechanics of Skate with the thumbstick. In my opinion, that's like the perfect game for skateboarding for me. Because everything that they do on the outside of the actual skateboarding part for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is very cool. Yeah. Like I like it a lot. Like trying to figure out what the secrets are and how to open certain areas while like grinding on a ledge that's like that big. You know, it's awesome. Yeah. But
remember, this is an Activision game back then, and they were trying to get like the Spyro crowd to play a different game.
Yeah.
No.
Which
and also Tony Hawk landed the 900. It was all just a big cultural shift when it came to skateboarding in general. But yeah, I agree. Like the natural evolution of a skateboarding game in the 90s would have ended up being Skate 3. Yeah. My ideal skateboarding game is Session with Skate 3 money.
Do you know Tony Hawk has a kid that's also in the game? No idea. His name's Riley Hawk. Didn't know that. I had no idea. It would have been really funny if Tony Hawk had a kid and he was like an investment banker.
You know, it's really funny. Tony Hawk was, when I was younger, really big, like in the 80s, you know? And Steve Caballero and that whole team that came from the Zephyr team, the Zephyr Boys or whatever. Then in the 90s, he became the most uncool guy ever. Yeah. Every skateboarder didn't.
He was like...
didn't like it.
I mean, I think there's examples of that today where you just become like so popular that you become uncool to the crowd that originally thought you were cool.
There was a shift into like counterculture kind of shift, and then he represented like yes, he represented the kind of the corporate X Games, and then but he was still always talented.
He was like, buy my Wheaties.
The 900 changed everything.
Yeah, then he was cool.
They're like, oh man, I never knew that was going to happen.
Got that,
and people were landing 1080s now.
Yeah, weird time. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I'm not done. I don't even know why I did
cleaner.
that. Yeah,
you
100%ed
that.
100%ed it. I just sat there, zoned out. It was like 2 weekends ago. Sat there, zoned out, got my mop, got my brush, was cleaning crime scenes. It was crazy. Dumping bodies. If you have an apartment that needs cleaning after a murder, call me.
Yeah.
I'll get it done for you because I nailed this game, even though I would hate it in real life.
Good. I'm playing Death Stranding 2.
Hold on.
Okay.
Rage 2.
Oh, I forgot.
Playing Rage 2. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm playing Rage 2. But I got back into Rage 2. Yeah, it's a fun game to play. If it was a Nintendo product,
it'd be 10 out of 10.
No. Even then, I don't think they would like, That, you know what's going to be funny is Metroid's going to come out and it's going to be like a 7. They're like, it's fine. Compared to other,
it'll be a 7.
Compared to other first-person shooters, it's like probably a 7.
I've seen a lot of that game with what they showed, and
it's going to be a 7.
9 or 10.
No, it's going to. But that's the thing. Metroid, you can directly compare it to other like first-person shooters in the genre.
Yeah.
3D platforming. What? There's Astro Boy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Astrobot.
Sorry, Astrobot. There's not a lot of 3D platformers in that area.
So I guess Donkey Kong's better than Astrobot. Expected to be game of the year.
I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with living with that. If that's the comparison we're making, I think I could live with that.
Well, yeah. Do you think Astrobot is game of the year material?
I don't know. I didn't play it, so I don't know.
I still play it. I'm playing it right now.
Okay, so it's a good game. It's a very solid game.
It's a very solid game.
There you go.
Not a 10 out of 10.
But if it played...
And I guarantee Donkey Kong is not better.
We'll see. Oh, no, I think Donkey Kong is better. I bet it plays better. I bet it runs better. I bet it... Like, the levels are probably more creative. No offense to the Astrobot team. I'm just saying, that's what Nintendo does. Like, they're incredibly creative with their platforming stuff.
Okay. Rage 2.
Hey, did you play Mad Max the Mad Max 3?
Yeah,
no, not 360. Xbox One game, and said to yourself, "Man, I wish I had another version of this." They didn't make it. No, they didn't really make it. They kind of made it. They were like, "Well, you can kind of do that, but we will do it under the Rage property."
Take away the driving and the third person
and take away all the interesting characters and add some cool gunplay. And you got Rage 2.
Gunplay.
Yeah, and you got Rage 2.
I'm a big fan of shotguns in video games.
And it's got very good shotgun.
It's got a very good shotgun.
Yeah, you can basically run through this game with just the shotgun and you're very happy.
It's fun.
But yeah, I just personally like it's not terrible. I just wish they would have made another Mad Max game.
Yeah.
Like that's a better version.
I said it before, but I think it's as if who are these guys again? What are they called?
It's Warner Brothers, isn't it? Warner Brothers game?
They published it, but the developer. They've done a couple games.
Rebellion.
They didn't know. They did the Middle Earth games, I think. Right? No.
Middle Earth.
Sorry. Middle Earth.
id. Oh, it's id. Yeah.
No, it's not id.
Id and Avalanche.
Avalanche.
Avalanche. Yeah.
I think it was Avalanche. It seems like a game where they're
Just Cause.
Yes,
was the one you were thinking of. Yeah.
It seems like a game that they were trying to make in order to do an interview with id. They're like, hey, we can do this. Here's this.
Dude.
It feels like an id game. It's an id property.
The gunplay feels like id.
Yeah.
Because like the shotgun feels like the shotgun from like Doom.
Yeah.
Like the combat shotgun and whatnot.
But it doesn't have the fun factor of Mad Max. And
the driving has some of that, but it's kind of few and far between in that game.
Yeah. Either way, I liked it.
It's fun to play.
It's fun that you're playing it right now.
You very much can just turn on music in the background and play it because there's not
the story
is non-existent. By the way, I just said Just Cause.
Yeah.
I just figured out the double entendre in that title. You're doing it for a just cause.
Yeah.
And you're doing it just cause.
Oh boy.
That just popped into my mind. Wow.
Just because and just cause.
Shout out Avalanche.
Yeah, they're good.
They need to make another one of those because the last one wasn't great. The twisters were cool, but the rest of the game wasn't great.
Anyways. Twisters?
Yeah.
The tornadoes?
Yeah. In Just Cause 4, they were like, guess what? We got tornado technology.
Nobody plays that game.
But that was about it. It's a great kids game. Like you can just blow stuff up.
I'm playing Death Stranding 2.
2, yeah.
A lot better than part 1.
End of the Beat. What's it called?
On the Beach.
On the Beach, yeah. A lot better than part 2.
Porter Bridges is a better character now. He actually has a personality as opposed to reacting to things.
I was going to say reacting to what your camera does while you're in in his bedroom. That's his personality in the first game.
But it's fun. It's fine. Yeah. I like it. I like Kojima, so it's a good game. Definitely better. The pacing's a lot better, which is the biggest problem of the first one.
I was going to say, the thing with the first one is Kojima really was trying to weed me out in the first one. He was like, look, you're going to run for about 6 hours here, and that's going to be the game. And he successfully weeded me out.
You a couple songs while you're doing it.
I don't like. I
like the songs.
I'm not in his area of music. You know, we just have different tastes.
Yeah, you just gotta eat more mushrooms, pretty much.
Eat more mushrooms, and guess what? I got weeded out. It worked. I don't know if I'm getting back into that game.
Yeah, good job. You got weeded out.
Yeah, sorry.
Good job.
Thanks, Kojima.
All right, and then I got a new PC coming. I'm gonna be PC Master Race.
PT Master Race
by tomorrow. It's been a long time. It's been since 2013 since I've got a new computer. So I'll be playing better games. I'm a little sick of the console shooter space right now.
Wait till you get to PC. You're going to play.
I know I've been playing on PC my whole life, but it's just now I can actually play at high fidelity and modern games. So I'm going to be enjoying it. Although I'm going to be reminded very quickly
that you hate it.
That my drivers aren't up to date. Cheaters.
Please update your drivers. Your NVIDIA drivers. Some guy in Tarkov just threw a grenade from the other side of the map. And they'll be like, the way to fix this is to update your NVIDIA DisplayPort. Yeah. Like, thanks. Yeah, awesome. You know what fixes this? Just having a console. You don't have to worry about it. Nothing beats sitting on the couch. Yeah. So I'm going to debate whether it's actually Ready or Not. It's going to be good. Yeah. Test because I'm going to be playing on my desk versus playing it on my couch. Also, which one's going to be better? Benchmark Cyberpunk. Just get into Cyberpunk and see how everything runs. I will. Yeah, I will. That's definitely the benchmark for everybody, apparently. Yeah. All right. That's going to wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. We did you change your shirt? We recorded this all in one session, no matter what anybody says. Thanks very much for tuning in. We've had no problems with this recording. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back next week. Remember, like, follow, share, subscribe, rate the big 4 or 5. Yep. We'll be back next week. See ya. See ya.